So I got a question for you guys. I'm working on a motor that I pulled off of an old uh, pipe thread cutting lathe, and I'm trying to wire in a new electrical cord. This particular cord seems pretty standard. It's got a black, a white, and a green, and it goes into a on switch. But I'm not understanding the electrical diagram on the side of this motor. I've Googled it. Unfortunately, the motor's old enough that there's not much information out there. So I want to show you this diagram, and maybe somebody can tell me in the comments how I should wire this up. I've done it a couple of ways, and nothing has helped me make the switch work. While if I wire direct, I prove the motor works really nice. So I just got to figure out how to make this off, or this on switch work so that this motor can properly drive the lathe that I'll be using for cutting some pipe threads. So let's do a little deeper look at this motor. When I come down here and I look at the badge, it looks like it is made by the Lamb Electric Company. I think I see Kent over here. I think I see Ohio over here. It's tough to read this serial number there. I think I see 1971 here. Not entirely sure. I do believe that it says DC or AC 25 to 60. That seems interesting to me. It does say 10,000 RPMs. And then over here, I wish I could read some of this stuff in here a little bit more. It looks like it might say half. I'm thinking maybe horsepower. I think this says amp and it's got 6 stamped into it. Not sure what this is, if this is DSC or something like that. But that's the motor badge that I'm trying to dig into. I'm not really finding much information online about this particular motor. The switch is pretty cool, and it's very, I think, kind of important because the way it works is you push it forward, then it doesn't let you go back until you kind of do another click. Then it'll let you go back, and then it doesn't let you go forward until you kind of do another click, and then you can go forward. Well, the reason for that is because when you got this big motor trucking 10,000 RPMs, you do not want to be able to go forward, boom, and slam it right in reverse, because I think the gears in here would just tear right out. So that's a pretty neat switch, and I did take that all apart and clean it up and put it back together. So pretty happy with how that is now. Thought that was a really nice piece of kind of a vintage electrical history there. Doing the best I can here with the minimal information. I put a 12 gauge wire on here, which is has a ground, a black and a white, green, black, and white. Put this nice heavy duty plug-in on here. Wired this up correctly. Green, black, and white going into here. The challenge I have is when we come to this badge. So I'm kind of okay at reading electrical schematics and things. And so when I look at this, I see the line coming in and it goes to black. And so I ran black all the way through in this motor, right down and all the way through, connected it in. And then I also see a little bracket here, which tells me the black wire should also go through the center of the switch, which goes into a red wire into the motor. And then I also have a white wire and I have a green wire. So then I connected my white wire to this terminal here, which then goes to the switch and into the motor there. And I connected my green wire to this terminal here, which comes through the motor, goes through there. That's how I understood it, and nothing happens. So to troubleshoot and make sure that everything was working correctly, I just went ahead and ran the ground to the case, the black wire to the black wire of this cord into the black wire of this motor, and then the white wire into the center red wire, and everything ran good. And then I flipped the black wire and the white wire, and everything ran good, but the opposite direction. So being that I know the motor runs good, I'm not sure why I can't speak electric language here and understand how this should be wired up to get everything to go good. What I'm basically asking is for anybody who has a little insight for me on this old 1971 motor on what it wants to be wired up, that would be terrific. I would love your input. Let me know in the comments what I should do to help this cool old electric motor run.